Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Fore podcast with your host Don Julio and myself, Tease number 98. We are 2 away from 100, and I hope that I remember that when that 100 comes up. But hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're able to enjoy family time. I know I kind of felt bad because I absolutely spaced on our podcast last week, so I do apologize on that. I know it's more on my end because I totally forgot about it. We had potentially we thought that our little girl was going to come a little sooner than she did, and she's not here yet still. So it was a little bit of a scare, as in coming sooner than expected. But that kind of just threw me out of the whole game.
I
So
just assumed I just assumed you were in travel. I thought you were like probably just heading down to slow
mhm.
and just I mean I didn't even think about it until like I think probably until 9:30 and I was like, all right, I guess I'll go to bed. Like I was sitting here like just kind of waiting. I was like, okay, well I guess I'm not getting anything. I was like, I don't know if I should call him or do whatever, but I was
Yeah,
like,
my bad. That's on me, dude. Dude, honestly, and the worst thing is, I didn't even think about it until I think you sent me like one of those like golf memes on like Instagram, like a few days later, and I was like, oh no, I totally. What day is it? Oh my
yeah,
gosh, dude, I totally spaced. But
yeah. Have you talked to Brent or to Brandon?
a little bit here or there because he's a Bronco fan, and the Browns play the Broncos, and
Oh
we were
yeah.
talking about the game, but not too much. Anything specific that you're asking about, just like
Well,
Bryson wise,
because
or
well, just from the Avoda side, I just keep seeing like little advertisements here and there, but then also Swag, right? Swag Golf did like a massive Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal where it was like, dude, some of the family head covers I had never seen them that cheap. I mean, they were cutting the prices in half, and then they did a mystery box.
nah,
They did like a mystery box setup, and then they were doing mystery bag um, individuals with like driver head cover, fairway head cover, mallet putter,
mm.
blade putter, and then they released like some of the blacked out putters
Mm.
uh, for the end of the year. So I was wondering if Brandon had said anything, if he got anything.
I would be surprised, honestly. He is such a huge fan of Swag. He
Dude,
loves it.
there's stuff like I've gotten three people hooked. One of them being TJ. Like as you saw when we went to Carmel Valley Ridge. I mean, dude, he and I went and played Yochadehi, and he had like four extra head covers sitting in his car, sealed.
Oh
And
no.
I was like, what do you have those there for? He's like, oh, just to change it up if I wanted to go with like my outfit or something. I'm like, okay.
Golfers, man, we're one of a
And then he
kind.
just looks at me and he's like, you did this to me. Like, just understand, you did this. To me.
This is on you. Don't you
Yeah,
don't you be judging me.
yeah,
Oh
exactly.
man.
He is now subscribed to the newsletter.
Oh
He's on
boy.
the app, so it's like he's like, oh, dude, I get them immediately. Like the minute they drop, he's like, I'm on 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm on.
Oh man, dude, that it's crazy with those head covers. Not just Swag, but like the Scotty Cameron ones. I know like it got so bad with the resellers because it's such a reseller market for the Scotty Cameron ones
Yeah.
that like they don't offer their I think it's like their Scotty shop putters like every Wednesday. I have like an alert on my phone. I haven't done it for a few weeks though. But like you can't just like show up online to hope to buy
Oh
a
yeah,
custom
I
putter
saw that.
anymore. Like what are they the tour putters anymore. You have to
Hmm.
enter a drawing
Hmm.
because of the bots and all that stuff that were like
Yep.
ruining it and reselling it. So they wanted them to give everyone a legit fair shot. And for like maybe what year and a half since they've been doing it, like I obviously haven't won anything, but of course, if I were to win one, you best believe I'm going to resell it because those things are flipping so much so quickly,
Hmm.
and I don't have the money nor the confidence to tell my wife, "Hey, I just bought a $4,000 putter, even though I don't need it at all. It just
I'm
looks
never gonna
cooler."
use it.
Yeah, exactly. Right, right. But I just put a lot of money down on our credit card, so you're probably stoked about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just wild how all that has kind of become a thing. And I know just not even with golf, but just with any huge product that's expected to be dropped, like Jordans or
Yeah.
gaming consoles and stuff like that. Like I think one of the workarounds, at least with the Xboxes came out a few years back, was like they they forced you to put a home address. You weren't able to just buy it without an address or a PO box or whatever. I don't know. There was something you can get around it, making it easier for bots to do it without having to put an address down. But when you actually had to physically put an address, like it stopped a lot of them. But it's just ridiculous
Well,
how the world is.
well, it's like even right now. Like I tried to get some of those new Jordan. Uh, oh, I can't even remember which ones they are. They just dropped, but
Are they golf?
uh,
The golf ones?
yeah, yeah, the golf ones. But it's all blacked out with like the back suede on the back heel.
I think I know
Um,
what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
hang on, I gotta look it up. It's gonna bother me. Um, here they are.
Oh, the all
The
black ones with the red on the
yeah,
inside.
the Air Jordan 9Gs.
Yep, yep, yep. Those things are
So,
sweet.
dude, they sold out. Like, so first they released on Sneaker, which is the partner that's the reselling
Wait,
application.
what's your size?
Mine is 12 and a half.
They're on the Nike website right now, dude.
Ooh, they are. Okay.
Buy them right now. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it during the podcast. Do it.
Well, anyways, during when they first dropped, they were gone, right? And I was like,
Yep.
holy smokes! And then of course I go into Poshmark, I go into Macari, I go into Facebook
Mhm.
Market.
Mhm.
There they are listed like 400. I'm like, nope,
Mhm.
nope, I'm not getting,
Mhm.
not
Well, that's the
going
thing,
after
dude. The
that.
first set of drops, usually that happens, and if you could resell them before the next drop or the next batch come in, then you're golden, dude. I remember I did
Yeah.
that with the East Side golf shoes. I think it was a drawing or whatever for like two of them, and I got two of them. Oh no, was it one pair? No, I bought one pair. I bought one pair of them for like $200, sold them for 360, and within like 4 months, they were going for like 180 on like StockX. And I was like,
Which ones are
hallelujah.
those?
They were the Jordan 6s, the black and green ones. They were like the 1960 throwback. I think it was like
Yeah.
the first time an African American played like in a PGA tour. Like that was like the year or whatever. And I was like everyone loves the East Side shoes. Like the navy and gold ones were
Hmm.
those were like my holy grails. Like I would have loved to have. Those were just so like the fours were so amazing. Like the gold
Hmm.
on the corner, so pretty. But yeah, I got those, and then I think I got the Tiger Woods ones that they came out with 2 or 3 years ago, then when they redid them, and I got 2 pairs of those for, like, what, like, $200 or whatever each, and then sold them for, like, 360 a pop, and then, like, 7, 8 months later, once they were all in stock and they were just going underpriced, and it was just like, "Bro, if you don't sell some" depends on some of them, when you got, like, the Travis Scotts, those are gonna go for, like, $1,000 if you can get a
They
hand on
still
those.
are. They
So
still
I
are at 1,000.
exactly, and so those things hold their value, which is nice,
Yeah.
but other ones you have to be really quick on selling it, or you are because you gotta find like that fine line of like the amount of
Yeah.
time you spent getting it, plus you want to undercut some people, so you're able to sell it, but you don't want to undercut it too much where you lose money
Yeah. That's where you
on
lose
that.
money.
So, but yeah,
Yeah,
so
and I mean, speaking of shoes, right? Tiger drops his new shoe,
hmm
uh,
hmm
Sunday red shoes. Did you get a chance to look at those?
yeah, these things are like They, uh, they like when Tiger originally wore the prototypes, apparently there was like 20 plus prototypes that they had to go through in order to like get them to where he was comfortable with selling them. But they look just like, FootJoys. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, she's wearing FootJoy. Oh my gosh, she's wearing FootJoy. People are like, no, it's not FootJoy. It's not FootJoy. And it wasn't. But these things are going back to like the traditional style look, which is what FootJoy has been doing over the last 5, 6 years. Maybe they went back to they've really had the look for the last 20, 30 years, the old kind of a look.
Yeah,
But they've just modernized it enough, and it's kind of weird that they're going away from Tiger Woods's sneaker kind of look with his shoes, like the workout shoe, the running shoe that he kind of had for the last few years. So, I mean, I definitely like the look, but I don't. Let's see if I scroll down if it'll tell me the price. But
they're at $250.
no, no, no way in heck would you see me paying that money for these
Yeah,
shoes.
that's
No.
exactly what I said. I mean, dude, his shirts are more than what they were when they were Nike.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not too impressed with them. Like to
hmm
me, do you remember like the first Jordan golf shoe that came out that looked like a traditional golf shoe and it had like the weird little
It was a sneaker thing, right? With the things on the side, and it kind of looked like a little trainer, cross trainer shoe.
yeah,
Those
yeah,
ones.
it kind of like a
Yeah.
little. That's exactly what these look like.
Hmm.
You know, it's not the most appealing, but you're like, oh, it's Sunday Red, or oh, it's Tigers.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
dude, honestly, my a lot of people are gonna hate this, but it's like you and I grew up with the
Prime.
absolute dominant, yeah, prime Tiger, and it's that TW logo was
Yep.
just so iconic. It was like
Hmm.
if you wore it, it was either you were a stick
Hmm.
or you just look good playing shitty, like
Hmm.
realistically. And I loved all of the Nike stuff that they did with Tiger. I thought
So
the,
good.
the
So
dude,
good.
it revolutionized the
Hmm.
whole I guess the whole material that you use for golf clothing.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Hmm.
dude, super breathable. It didn't have the weird sweat, like the weird sweat marks that you would get with FootJoys, where if you're playing in Fresno on a hot day, you have the white lines that you would get like on your hat,
Oh
and
yeah.
then the color bleeds, right? Like I remember
Yep.
having that red FootJoy with like the zebra collar like on the
Oh
inside,
yeah.
right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm a big dude. I sweat when it's hot, and dude, at the end of that round, it was like all dried out. Like it just looked gross. And then when I would go wash it, I had to be careful because then it would just bleed like crazy. So when Tiger
Yeah.
came out with that stuff, the only thing that I wish I would have known sooner is for because of how good that material did with water, right? You really didn't need to put it into like a super high dry. You could have just light dried it or
Mm.
air dried it, and it would have preserved it a lot longer.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I'm
Right.
just saying, back to my point is like with this logo, it just looks like a dead tiger in the ground and it's just a skeleton. Like
Yeah.
I can't unsee that. And I don't know, man. I feel like it's hurting his brand because everyone wants to see him compete, but he's just not able to compete at that level.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you like you have prime Tiger Woods with the TW logo, top of his game, making golf more like a sport, where you wearing the athletic looking shoes, like you said, you got the breathable shirts that are usually just for working out. That started to become a thing of like the breathable shirts, not just an actual like cotton shirt. And then you
Yeah.
have, like you mentioned now, like fortunately, it might be in my opinion, it might be a good thing that he changed his logo because all this stuff now with the Sunday Tiger Red, I see it and I'm like, whoever bought it, I forget whatever company bought it or if it's his own thing, he owes money on something, dude, because the prices are so outrageous compared to like what Nikes are. And Nikes are usually like Nike and FootJoy and what Titleist, FootJoy are usually like up there on like the okay, guys, really? Do they really need to be that much? Are you really spending that much money to make these? No, you're not. Like the margins are probably insane. And it's kind of like if you want the good Tiger Woods stuff, you want it when he was playing well with that TW.
Hmm.
The new Sunday Tiger Red, it's like you're wearing something in my opinion, I haven't I haven't worn anything from Sunday Tiger Red. I can't afford it. I don't want it. Like it's not as appealing. It's the price freaks me out. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna waste something that much that I barely am gonna wear. And then like what do you call it? Uh when he uses it himself, I forget what tournament he was at, but every tournament that he's been at where he's sweating buckets, it just looks horrible. Those shirts, they don't look like they keep up well. And obviously, if you're Tiger, you have like 30 of these shirts at a tournament. So, like, it doesn't matter. You can swap one out every 9 holes and it's not a big deal. But when you're one of us, you can buy one and that's what you have to write out for like months and months to make it worth the value. And the shoes are cool, but I mean, I wouldn't spend more than $100 on them,
the shoe
you
the
know?
shoes are the shoes are actually the shoes are actually designed really nice. So I'm looking at this
Well, they
thing
have to
where
be built for comfort, especially for Tiger.
well with Tiger's leg, it's the first golf shoe with the zero drop sole. So I don't know if you're familiar with like Hoka's
To go,
and like Alteras. It's a zero drop. So your foot is
it's flat.
completely yeah, it's completely
Yeah.
flat, but the sole is meant to contour to what your foot is, much like what
Mm,
G4s are, right?
gotcha.
What
Gotcha.
G4 does. So I wonder if they might get some backlash because it does kind of teeter on the patented G4 sole. Um,
Oh,
but I'm looking at the designs of their clothes right now. His t-shirts look exactly like Peter Millar. The way that the way that the color and then like the way that
Mhm.
the tag is, it looks just like Peter Millar. So it's not bad. But I'm also looking at the pants. The pants look like they're like actually it says here his pants are from the same Canadian shop that Lululemon's come out of.
Ah, okay, okay.
Um,
Well, I mean, like when I'm looking at these products and I'm looking at a golf product, like specifically
yeah.
clothing, it's all so the price point to me is the quality match the price point. If the quality is good and you know it'll last, well, then the price point should match up to that. But if the quality is not good and you're basically paying for the logo and you can only wear it a few times before, you know, you either start seeing it deteriorate
Hmm.
with how much I'm making, one, I don't feel comfortable with that. I find value in things, and I'm just like, nah, dude, that's not. I'll find it somewhere else, or I'll wait a week or two for someone like to, or maybe a month or two for someone to buy it, never wear it, and then sell it on like eBay or something brand new with a tag still on it for like half the price. And even then, it might still be too expensive. But the stuff here, dude, it's just like it's not. And no one looks at it like, "Ooh, you got the Sunday Tiger Red. You're so sick, dude." Like, it's not like that
Yeah,
same
dude.
vibe, you know?
Yeah, you definitely don't get the same attention that you would get if you showed up to the first tee with a TW t-shirt on
Can you imagine you show up
or
as
the
with Sunday
Nike
Tiger Red, they're like,
yeah.
car accident too, huh? Broke a leg?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
dude,
Like like
so it looks like so his bag, the bag that they're selling, the Sunday Red Vessel all leather bag
oh boy. Okay,
is
normally they go for what, like
$1,100.
one
$1,100.
are those the
His
bags that they sell for like 450 or whatever on their website?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So he has the Vessel travel bag with the Sunday Red logo on the side. It's the same price as the regular Vessel travel bag for 475. An alignment stick head cover 600 or I'm sorry 600 $65. His Sunday Red drive Vessel driver head cover 100. Sunday Red Vessel head cover is 100 and the putter head cover is 70. Like yeah, you're just
I mean,
playing for
besides the putter head cover, those prices were crazy. That putter head, that $70, that's more reasonable in my opinion.
but dude, it's ugly.
Oh, I'm not saying
It's
I'd
ugly.
buy it. I'm just saying the price wise
Yeah.
for like one of the for like a putter head cover nowadays, like okay, but you have to like it. And yeah, dude, like I see that stuff and I'm like,
He's coming out with limited edition ball markers. So he has a limited edition um little square mark with a money clip that is $50. He has one in I guess mint chocolate chip color,
hmm,
sky blue, purple, and then he has his like his coins, his actual metal coins, all $50 as well. Dude, he has just like it's a full shop. I mean, towels, socks, umbrellas. Like he's just he's just putting everything he can out there.
dude,
See what bites.
this is insane. For someone who made so much money and their life will never have to ever worry that they're like his kids don't have to worry about money. His grandkids, his great grandkids should never have to deal with money ever or worry about that in their life. But the fact that he's still going on with something, dude, like it's just like, why? Like, why not just stay with Tiger Woods, push out the good stuff that you had already, and instead of moving on with this, I get that you want like your 100% own brand, but at the same time, like, if this was
Just
it, is it really worth it?
well, and here's the other thing. Like I feel like because he moved away from Nike, right? Nike's getting a lot of attention with their Jordan collaborations,
Yep.
right? And a lot of the newer golfers are still going to Nike because one, you're buying your shoes from there, but two, their clothing kind of matches the shoes, right? And
Exactly. Exactly.
so it's like, dude, if you would have just stuck it out with Nike, right, and maybe redesign some stuff, I mean, you could be making a killing right now. I mean, your shirts were already $100 back in 2000 2014 to
Mhm.
2016,
Yeah.
like it would actually be validated. I feel like here, where it's like, dude, his cashmere hoodie that he has, it's a 3D tour cashmere hoodie, $370. His crew neck, 115. Hybrid light hoodie, 170. High, like, I
If he had
mean,
like a store, it would be like me and that meme of that guy like walking in and then walking right back out of like, was it the Simpsons where he walks into
yeah,
this, he walks in, he just walks right back out. Like, there's nothing
yeah,
I'm gonna do here.
yeah.
I'm not even gonna get mad just to look around because I'm like,
I
this is
mean, I mean, don't,
crazy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like some of his more kind of hidden logo stuff looks really good.
Mhm.
Like his crew necks looks sick because the logo is super small. The hoodies look great because there really isn't a logo except for on the bottom, like on the bottom left hip of the sweater, like
Mhm.
where you put your
Mhm.
hands in.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hidden, but like it looks cool. It's kind of like it reminds me a lot of like Valeri, right? The new kind of outdoor techie clothing. It
Mm.
reminds me a lot of that. But um, yeah, I mean, for me, it's just I don't feel I wouldn't want to spend my money. I just wouldn't want to spend my money on this. Just to be
Yeah.
completely transparent. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
really wouldn't.
100%, dude. 100%. Same
Yeah,
here. No way.
yeah. Just doesn't really. But hey, it's Tiger Woods at the end of the day, right? Like he'll
Right.
surprise you when you least expect it. So again, kind of crazy. But another big surprise just hit. I don't know if it's a surprise, but it's great to hear. The PGA and the LPGA said no to transsexuals competing in other um in
LPGA.
compete yeah competing in the LPGA, which is awesome. I mean, if correct me if I'm wrong, but they're the only sport to stand up for it and say no, this isn't happening.
I think it is the first like major sport if you want to consider it one of the major sports, with like baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer,
Well, yeah, well, look at
and all
what's
them.
happening with San Jose State right now.
I know
San
the
Jose,
volleyball. Yeah,
San Jose State's on their way to a national championship because everyone's forfeiting.
that's ridiculous, man. I feel so bad for all the women that have worked their butt off their whole life to play a sport that a lot of them really enjoy, and they're either like they have to stand up for themselves, and it's a shame that not enough people are standing up behind them,
Hmm.
especially ones with bigger, crowds with bigger voices. But yeah, I mean, I know
With
it's
deeper voices. Great pass, Lily.
but yeah, I mean, it is crazy because like there was there was a transgender woman who did play in the LPGA tour, I believe, right? Or one of
Yeah,
the tournaments that
yeah.
ended up winning. And like it's just wild because it's very specific. It says athletes who were deemed female at birth are eligible to compete. And this also goes on to say under the new policy, athletes who are assigned female at birth are eligible to compete on the LPGA tour, Epson Tour, Ladies European Tour, and other elite
Mhm.
LPGA competitions. Excuse me. Players assigned male at birth and who have gone through male puberty are not eligible to compete in the aforementioned events. So, I mean, it's a huge win for women, in my opinion, because there have not been enough women and even enough men standing up for them, especially back when Title IX became a thing, where women weren't even allowed to play sports and it was only men that were playing sports, not just like organized sports, but just like PE stuff. Like women
Yeah.
weren't even allowed to just like play the sports with like in a PE class. And they fought for that for a while, finally got the right to actually have as many sports teams as men for high schools and colleges and things like that. And then men are back at it again, trying to take it away. Like it's
Let's
it's
just
not
face the
fair, and
facts. Oh,
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
I'll
No,
just
go
say
for
it's just not fair to them.
it. Yeah.
It's biology. It's nothing that I say that's wrong. It's literally science, and it's not fair for the women that have dedicated a lot of their lives to a
Their
particular
whole
sport.
lives.
Well, yeah, exactly. Where they are,
Yeah,
depending on where they are, where they meet somebody, that along those lines. But and then they could potentially get seriously injured, like some people
yeah,
that I've heard, and it's scary. It's especially you being a girl dad and me being a future girl dad. It's something that will definitely be on my heart. Where it's like that's not fair, and it's not fair because like I just think it's not fair. Like it's biologically not fair and it's not safe. And the last thing you want is your little girl not safe, or
yeah,
having a chance to get hurt
yeah,
badly.
yeah. I mean, a perfect example was that softball game where they allowed the transgender boy to play in the softball game. Rips one down the third base line. Kid gets hit, or little girl gets hit in the chest. I mean, dude, you're seeing full grown men hitting baseballs at 120 mile, or sorry, not 120. Well,
Yeah, some can.
yeah, yeah,
I'd say it's
some
normally
can.
like 110
But
to like 120. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I think. Well, no, I was gonna say, let's just say high school. Let's say
Oh,
high school
okay.
right now,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Your overachiever strength, player is probably gonna be somewhere around 105, 110,
Hmm.
right, with an aluminum bat. But it's like fast pitch with the BB with those new BB core composite bats that they have now.
Hmm.
Like, dude, for a girl to get hit in the chest to then basically pass out, then have to be um, resuscitated to come back, right? It's like that's scary. I
Yeah.
mean,
Hmm.
it's really scary. I mean,
You're putting girls and women's lives at risk
yeah,
for that, and that's not worth it,
just for
in my
that piece of
opinion.
equality, it's like, just face it, you suck. Like, the
Yeah,
reality
if
is
you weren't
it's
good
not
at your
your
own
sport.
sport, I mean, yeah, it's not
Yeah,
it doesn't mean that you can ruin somebody else's, you
exactly,
know?
exactly. And the fact
You
that the,
know?
the fact that people are trying to the fact that people are trying to normalize it by saying everyone has an opportunity, they do, and your opportunity is to get better at your own sport in
Mhm.
with the men that you play with. Put in
Mhm.
the work. Like, you want,
Mhm.
like, it's not, you're not going to get a participation award in life. Like, if you want to set yourself apart, you got to do the work, and that's
Oh,
something
yeah.
that I think a lot of people in today's society just are not, they're not teaching that. Like, the one thing that I learned from sports was a lot of life lessons. What you
Mhm.
put into things,
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're going to get out of it.
And
You learn.
not just that, it's like, at the end of the day, like, 99.999% of everybody that plays a sport is not gonna be a professional. So
Right.
even if you do work as hard as you can, you're not going to. And the like, 99.99% of the people that don't make it, you're gonna have to, like, just, like, do something else. Like, you experienced it, I experienced it. Like,
Yeah.
even if you are really, really good at something, it doesn't mean that you have everything. You could also run into injuries. Things happen, but just because you're not good in one side doesn't mean that it's right to join. Like, you know what? I'm going to try and something in another league. That's especially against people that biologically don't have what you have, and that's
Yeah.
just not fair. And
Yeah.
like I said, the main thing is safety, in my opinion. For me, it's just a safety issue with injuries that I've seen and heard about. It's just like, dude, I don't know how I'd act as a dad if that happened to my daughter, but I best believe that I would not sit idly and just let it happen,
Oh yeah.
and
1,000%. I pulled the girls off the field.
yeah,
I
no
say,
way.
hey, we're
It's
we're
not
going.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
It's not the end of the world. I mean, obviously it's a lot of their time and effort, but at the same time, it's like it's not worth getting injured over. It's not.
Yeah. I
To
mean,
prove what? Like, what are you gonna prove? If you win, it's a lose. If they win, it's a lose. Like, it's a
yeah.
lose-lose situation for everybody involved.
Yeah. Might as well just bring out the bench warmers and say that they're 12 years old and put
Oh
some
my
hair.
gosh, put some
Yeah.
$20 in it.
Yeah.
I am tough. What?
Yeah.
He's got a beard.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
I mean, Isis and I have had so many conversations around it, and she's like, "Why did I didn't play sports like to the level that you did?" I'm like, I understand that, but like, would you be fine leaving your kid knowing that there's, if our girls are good and playing up, right? So there's a 14-year-old boy, saying that he's a girl going up to bat. It's no, like, you're putting the kids in danger. Forget
Yeah.
that, you
Mhm.
know. So yeah, dude. Golf
I
went
mean,
from being
I wonder if that's gonna flip. I wonder if that's gonna start changing other things, with maybe not just golf, but other sports where this has kind of happened. If other sports are gonna take what PGA did, and it might be like a little domino effect where it's like, yeah, you know what? Like that again, I will like die on this hill. It's just safety, dude. It's safety. It has nothing to do with what anyone wants to do with their body. I really don't care. You do you, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to safety and you potentially injuring somebody because of how much more powerful you are genetically than somebody else can be, like
Hmm.
it just you're
Well,
you know what I mean? Like it's
yeah.
biologically not possible for someone else, for a woman
Yeah.
to do
Well, and
that.
even, I mean, even if you're talking about sports like gymnastics, swimming,
Mhm.
track, I mean,
Mhm.
there's plenty of documentation that's showing that the explosiveness
Mhm.
in a male's body is drastically different. I mean,
Mhm.
if
Oh
I
yeah.
if we were talking just strictly gymnastics, I don't think that there's very many women like Simone Biles who can create enough speed in a short amount of time to jump over two Shaq O'Neals. There's just not, and especially someone of her height, there's just not. Like
Mhm.
that is a great white buffalo, dude. That's a rare
Mhm.
like athlete. That's a
Yep.
very special. That's a very special child. But imagine if I don't even know who would be like a good male competitor in men's gymnastics, but if there was someone who was of her caliber competing in the female division, it just completely trumps her
Mhm.
entire skill, and she
What
just
was it?
goes,
What was it? There's a thing back, I think it was like in the 80s or 90s with like sorry, I apologize for cutting you off. But it was like 80s or 90s, there was tennis. It might have been early 2000s, but there was like one of the top tennis players. She was like, I can like trying to like make the equality thing of like women are as good as men at certain sports and all this stuff. And to an extent, like there are some sports obviously that they can do it, but I forget who it was. A woman, she ended up playing like a top 1000.
yeah,
Like
wasn't it Andy Riddick that she played? I think I
no,
remember.
no, 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 because he was like top. He was like top in the world. Like this was a guy who was like I don't even know if they have a ranking where he was, but he just like dominated her, no problem at all. And it wasn't again because like it just showed like the biology right there, and
Yeah.
it is what it is. And I mean, I
Well,
didn't I
the,
didn't
the
create
other
humans.
one, the other one is the other one that I think gets the most attention because of Megan, the soccer player Megan
Oh, Rapinoe,
yeah,
Rapinoe, or whatever.
where
Mhm.
she was like, oh yeah, we could dominate anybody, and they go and play like a 16-year old
Oh
boys
yeah,
team. And I mean, dude,
yeah.
even Alex Morgan in the was it Alex Morgan? Forget who the goalie is. I think it's Alex Morgan.
Oh no, some
Uh,
Lolo, or JoJo, something like that. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Somebody during that time, but still, like the kid kicked the ball on an open shot, and literally, dude, like you can see the speed of the ball coming, and I mean, it instead of it being like just a dead stop, it really just kind of ricocheted and pushed
Mm,
your hands back and it came back out, and the kid followed the shot and scored. But it was like they got dominated. It was like what 10 to zip or
yeah.
10 to 2. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
It is crazy. I know, it
but
is wild,
good
but
for you. Good for you, LPGA. Like
I know.
way to
Yeah.
take a stand. Golf golf was the joke of, gentlemen only, ladies forbidden, but now it's gentlemen only, lady boys forbidden.
Oh boy.
I've been waiting to say that
Yeah.
one. I don't know why. I was just thinking about it all day.
Now's my chance. Say it.
Yeah.
But
See,
yeah, I
it's like
mean,
it's like you. What can you see? Let me see if you can see my shirt. You missed on that one.
jeez. But I know you were telling me about moving on to the Grant Horvat and Phil Mickelson kind of like what do they call
well,
that? A
well,
meet?
before before we crack before we crack into that one, I gotta ask you: Did you? So, have you been watching any of Bob Does Sports recently,
No, I keep getting notifications, but I have not, honestly.
dude? John Rahm is an absolute
I did
animal.
see. Was there a taco challenge or something
They
with
did
John Rahm?
yeah, they did Jack in the Box tacos, and
Uh,
the minute that I saw it, it was like I got hungry because I was like, dude, just John Rahm even talks about it. He's like, I want to do this because it reminded me of college.
uh-huh.
I think every college student understands how valuable the two jumbo tacos were for $1 in college and Little Caesars. Like dude, it was lifesavers. But he crushed. Like they did 60 tacos in 9 holes,
Oh my
and John Rahm, I think almost ate 20,
god.
and he
He's
was
a
just
big
chugging
guy.
along.
He's a
He
tank.
he is a tank, but you know what? They were talking about their weights, and it was like, so um, who's the lefty? What's his name again?
Oh,
Uh,
Joey, cold
So
cuts.
yeah, so Joey was talking about weight, and they were talking about Fat Perez, and Fat Perez was like, yeah, I weigh 251. They're like, there's no fucking way you weigh 251. There's no way. He's like, I weigh. Cold Cuts was like, I weigh 245. You're telling me you're only a couple pounds heavier than me? No way. He's like, what? He's like, you got height on me too. He's like, I'm short, and he's like, no. And then John Rahm was like, well, what do you guys think I weigh? Right? And John Rahm's like a 249. I'm thinking,
A
yeah,
lean 249.
I'm like, dude, that's I was like,
You have you
that's the
have you
best
have you
looking
have lean
249.
weight and you have fat weight.
Yeah,
There's a big difference there.
yeah,
There's more fat on Perez than there is obviously on John Rahm, and you can tell
yeah,
that. What do they say? That that muscle outweighs fat, and you can
yeah,
totally tell
yeah,
if they are about the same weight. That's insane.
yeah. They are, but it was just like Cole Cuz was not liking that. He was just above or just below Fat Perez, and then Bob was over there just like, oh Johnny, like my my stomach's getting me, man. Dude, it was a good episode. It was a good episode. But yeah, I've been watching some of their videos, and man, their food challenges are next level. They almost had to wait an hour because they were like, yeah, could we get 70 70 tacos? And they were like, 17? Like, no, 70. They're like, that's gonna take us about an hour to get all that ready for you.
Oh my god! Yeah, you got to call in for that one, dude. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that is
yeah.
insane.
Wild. But
Uh,
I think they got close to their number. They wanted to shoot 9 under. I think they only did like eight, 8 or 7.
dang man.
Yeah, yeah. But that was a good video. But yes, leading into Phil Mickelson and Grant Horvat. They did you watch the second rematch between them?
I didn't. I saw that one get posted. They're usually long videos, dude. And I just don't
It was
have much
entertaining.
time to watch. I know they are entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but like even with like movies and stuff that come out now, I'm just like, darn, like I don't have enough like straight hour and a half to 2 hours to just watch this. I don't really like breaking stuff down and like watching it here or there and like finishing it out. I'm a binger, but no, I did not watch it.
Yeah, it was a good video. The So Phil had them triple roll the greens at Rancho Santa Fe.
Meaning it gets like like glassy.
It was glassy. Like
Mm.
and it kind of backfired really quickly on Phil on the first hole. So Phil had a putt above the hole that he just breathed on, but dude, it rolled all the way off the green.
What's
I
the
mean,
point of doing that? It's just like trying to show you how like because I doubt
oh,
pros
dude,
even like play on that with like a 17 stimp or whatever. Did he say
I
how
have
fast it was rolling?
he didn't. He said that I think he mentioned somewhere in the video that they were like like a 14 or 13 or 14, but it was just unreal, dude. I mean, he does that, and basically Grant misses the green or just came up short on the green, and Phil's on it for a birdie, and I think he ends up making a double, and Grant holds on with the par, and so he's already one up. But the cool part was Grant did a collaboration with Nike for some Jordan ones, and they gave him a pair of shoes that had like the markings on the back, like um, the dashes for how many wins he's had on tour. They
Oh yeah, yeah,
had
I
like
saw those.
yeah, they had like 4 gold marks for his 4.
Yep.
for his um for
A
his
major,
four
not majors or
majors, but
no?
the Augusta for his four jackets
Okay,
that he
okay.
has. But it was super cool, and then it had like Phil, it had like the Phil logo on there. Um,
Yep.
the year they had like on the tip of the tongue of the shoe, the years that he won
Yep. I saw
the
that.
Masters. And so they did a collaboration on the shoe for him, but then they also made a second pair that was going to be a giveaway, which was super cool. But basically, at the end, they announced that they will be doing a 2v2 series in 2025. Um, a monthly series where it'll be them playing against other players, which I thought was sick.
Heck yeah. That's awesome, dude. I mean, Grant's probably like one of the biggest golf influencers on YouTube. Obviously, he's got great content, very high quality too. The courses he plays, great player. I think he has like a teaching channel as well now. Uh, nice dude too. I mean, good dude. And Phil is very entertaining. Can't go wrong with Phil. He's like Chuck. Oh, what's the basketball player? Bad swing. Uh, Charles Barkley.
Charles
Um,
Barkley.
just really entertaining on the course. Really funny, witty,
Yeah, he's a
and
really subtle shit talker.
oh yeah, right. Um, exactly, like in ways that you don't think he is, but he is.
Yeah.
Like he's really good at hiding it, and I think that's awesome, dude. I think that's great, and I mean, I think Bryson DeChambeau just finished up his break 50 uh like videos with like Tom Brady. I didn't see that one either. So again, I'm seeing a lot of these like thumbnails, but I'm not watching the videos. And it said like last one. But I do think that's awesome. But Bryson, within 100 shots, got his hole in one.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
And
did.
then, do you see that meme that I sent you of like the guy who
Mhm.
goes, "Man, finally!" It's like, yeah, I just couldn't get the ball in the hole. I just I wanted to. I just couldn't.
I just couldn't. Yeah.
Guys
So
who've like
good.
never gotten a hole in one in their
So
life, like watching Bryson DeChambeau.
so good, dude. Yeah. That dude, and there's still people out there who are still doing that challenge too.
Of course, it's
There's
like the
like a
thing.
I saw like a video of this guy who's hitting it over a tree at like his municipal course, and I'm thinking you're sitting out there all day while people are like coming up behind you, and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna go hide up on the tree real quick. Hopefully nobody hits me. But
Play through,
I
dude.
I I
Leave.
think the best one that I've seen thus far, aside from Bryson, is the dude who was hitting it over his country, like over his
Oh, I still haven't
clubhouse.
seen that. You got to send that one to me.
Yeah, he legitimately hits his buddy, but he made like two hole in ones on the other hole, which was pretty dope.
That's wild. Oh
Yeah.
man.
The
But
crazy one was he hit a shot where he shanked it and it goes over, but there's like a rock wall that goes underneath the clubhouse for where the cart
I remember
barn's
you
at.
telling me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm,
Yeah, and
hmm.
he hits the rock wall and it kicks back and hits the window. But yeah, that Shakti has a job. Like I feel like he must be really beloved to even get the okay from the GM to be like, yeah, go ahead and fire over the clubhouse. Go for it.
Right?
Do your thing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. I mean, like, what do you think about the whole Grant Horvat thing with
I'm I'm
the
excited to see who they play against, honestly.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of anticipation as far as who's gonna be the first who's gonna be the first matchup. I mean, do you think he could be a little ruthless and say, all right, we're gonna go against Grant and Mike and Micah to kind of shove it to him like, hey, my channel is better than both of yours.
possibly. I mean, I was thinking the Brian Bros have to be on an episode.
They both hate the Bryan Bros.
Oh, they
They said
do?
they said that they have a very strong dislike for them. I mean, I think
Really?
it's like I think it's like for fun.
Yeah,
I
because
think
I'm
I think
like,
it's
dude,
for
Grant's
fun.
been in so many of their videos.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
think it's for fun that they say that, but it could be against them.
yeah.
Uh,
You got to throw a
I,
pro in there every once in a while, maybe even Bryson at some point.
no, I think it'd be super cool to see them go up against like Justin and Jordan.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Do you
That
think
would
they'd
be
ever go on camera though for that though? Like,
Yeah, I mean they do video. I mean they do fun videos where it's. I mean it's just them vacationing, but I mean they're pretty open about it, and I mean I don't
Yeah,
see why not. I mean they're playing with a legend who helped them
yeah,
out a lot, right, Phil? So
yeah.
why would not just
I'd be down to see it, dude. That'd be entertaining. I think that'd be
yeah?
great.
I think that'd be an awesome matchup. I think shoot, what if they were to do like a what if they were to do a Phil versus Tiger, Grant versus like Luke Kwan, or just trying to think who does Grant have like some
Micah?
yeah, it could be Micah. But I feel like if Micah were to be playing alongside Tiger Woods, he would just be a fan. He would just be a fanboy the whole time.
Well, of course.
Like,
I mean, it'd be hard not to, regardless of who
yeah,
you
it would be
are.
hard
You know?
not to, but I just feel like, if you were to have like a little bit of some kind of fire going between the match, right? It's like
Hmm.
obviously there's a huge level of competitiveness between Phil and Tiger. Everyone knows it. It's
Yeah.
been there their entire career.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
for Grant, it's like who would be the person that would be kind of rubs you the wrong way, but you also love when that person's there. Like I could, you know, that I don't know who that would be. I would assume probably like the DoD King,
I was literally
right?
just gonna say that, like someone that just probably irritates everybody because he's so cocky in his videos, but it's
Yeah,
obviously for the brand. It's obviously for the movies, the videos.
yeah.
And Grant has played with him. I think he said he played with him like in junior college or whatever. So they knew each
Hmm.
other before. And he's like, dude, this dude's hilarious. Like he's always been funny, always been the funny dude, always like messing around. But like
Always have the game to back it up. Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, I think that would be really funny because one time I do just want to see the DoD King humbled, just like absolutely humbled, not like a close match where like it's like one up or something, but just like he had no chance, like
Well,
all time.
you should go check out his channel because he has some videos where it's like, yeah, he doesn't. I mean, he went on a streak where he was beating people left and right. Never played the course. Came down the day of
Yeah,
driver off the deck. I mean, making pars, making eagles, doing his thing, right? And I mean, owning dudes on their courses. And then there
yep,
was somewhere it was like it was close. It was very close. If that guy made the putt, he would have lost. But
hmm
came down to
hmm
the wire. Good, good competitive spirit. But it was also just kind of had you on the edge. Like,
yeah,
but I think that would be sick. That would be sick. Um, I don't know, man. I have some high expectations for it. I'm curious to see who kind of emerges as people that they challenge.
yeah. I know that'd be me too. That I think they can get some really good guys on there, so it'd be really entertaining for sure.
Yeah, man.
No,
Um, any plans of any plans of golf before baby gets here?
nope. Dude, it's been like really like weirdly cold and um like hazy, not like foggy, but like gross haze. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Is this the first time that you've really like lived in Fresno? No, you lived in Fresno before, right?
I'm been here for a decade, dude.
Oh shit.
I've seen it,
Yeah, I was gonna say the fog right now,
dude.
like
It could be bad.
yeah, it can be really bad. So when I drove, where did I drive to? When um sorry, I keep rubbing my nose, dude. I've been getting nosebleeds all day, and it's like it's
Get off the
so
cocaine, bro. Get off the cocaine.
it's just dry. But um, me and TJ were driving to Yocha, and leaving here,
Hmm.
we have to go through the 12 like straight through Napa Valley, and you have the little canals that kind of go there or go through to for the all the farms and stuff. Dude, the fog was like so bad. All I was thinking was just like, man, this reminds me of Fresno. Like hopefully there's like a truck that we could see,
Yep.
and we just
Yep.
follow
Yep.
them
Yep.
the rest of the way. But I was like, I remember specifically telling TJ, I'm like, how nice is it? There's like those reflectors to where you can at least see the lane. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, in my sheriff days, he's like, I'll tell you. He's like, I've seen some stuff where it's like, I wish they would have came out with these things sooner because He's like, I'll be flying down with chasing somebody through the fog in certain areas in like Marin or down in Sausalito, and all of a sudden like deer pops out, slam, pull, a split in the road. He's like, seen it all, man. It gets bad. I'm like, the fact that you were chasing somebody in that weather condition and someone decided to run is wild because they're hoping
Yes.
that they just disappear, which means that they're turning off their lights and they can't see anything.
And they're dead.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he was just like, yeah, he's like, some people are dumb enough because it's for like super small stuff. It could just be
Mhm.
expired tags, but they had something else that they did. And
Yeah,
I was like, wild, dude.
so crazy. But I think it's a good spot to end the pod. I feel like it's been a good pod. It's been a good pod.
Yeah,
A lot of good stuff.
a lot of good stuff. A lot of feel feel like there might be some controversy, but
Don't forget to stay fun, go low. We'll hopefully
yeah,
see you guys next week.
take care.